all good. I'm gonna start it. Just don't say anything until I say something. Good afternoon, soccer fans, and welcome to Eddie Hamada Field here on the campus of Iolani School. We're getting set for the ILH varsity boys season opener, pitting the defending ILH and HHSAA champions, the Iolani Raiders, versus the visiting Punahou Buffanblu, themselves no stranger to ILH and state titles. I'm John Tamanaha along with Kelly Monaco. And Kelly, whenever these two teams meet, particularly in soccer, but in almost every sport, I don't think we can name one where it's not must-see viewing, but certainly in boys soccer, Iolani versus Punahou. Your thoughts as we get set for another one?
Usually we use the word epic, I think, whenever these two schools meet up. Always like a competitive, feisty, emotional match. And so this is going to kick off the ILH season. Super exciting for both sides.
We were here on Friday for the girls' varsity version of that. Punahou defeating Iolani 3-0. And now we get set for the boys' matchup. Last year, these two teams played in the last regular season game at Punahou. In the first meeting between the two here at Eddie Hamada Field on January 18th of this year, Iolani won 2-1. Both teams arrived at the season finale with these records. Iolani at 6 wins, 1 loss, and 2 ties for 20 points. Punahou with 6 wins, 2 losses, and 1 tie. If you do the math, that ends up to be Iolani ahead by 1 point. So they were meeting in the season finale. All the Raiders needed was the draw. 1 point each would leave them 1 point up. But you could say the winner wins the ILH championship. The Raiders did have that 1 point advantage, and the game did, in fact, end in a 1-1 draw. So Iolani won the ILH title. They both played within 10 days. That game was on January 28th of this year up at Alexander Field. And that was fun to see that play out. Kind of interesting when the 3 whistles blew. The Raiders were not overjoyed as they should have, as they probably should have been, and I think they were happy to win a red banner, as we call it here at Iolani School. And then they went on to capture the ultimate goal, of course, being the state title. Iolani got a first-round bye by virtue of winning the ILH championship, and then in the quarterfinals beat Waiakea 3-2. Defeated Kalani in the semifinals, same score, 3-2. And then faced Mililani for the state title. 1-1 after regulation, 1-1 after overtime, 1-1 after the second overtime. So it went to penalty kicks. The Raiders won it by the slimmest of margins, 4-3, to win the state championship. Very exciting night. What you would call in soccer the talisman of the team was clearly Caleb Ibarra. In those 3 games, he scored 5 goals. 5 of the 7 Raider goals were scored off the foot of Caleb Ibarra. He also scored in the penalty kick shootout, of course. But he assisted on the other 2 goals. So he had handed in all of the scoring in the state tournament, which I think is unparalleled, probably.
Pretty amazing run for him.
And then he went on to win, of course, all-state honors. He was the Gatorade Player of the Year, the state of Hawaii in boys soccer. Went on to Azusa Pacific. So he is not here. Somebody who is here is Tanner Shum. He is not playing. He was the starting goalkeeper last year in the ILH and state championship runs. He was injured on this field playing football, American football. So we will see a new goalkeeper. So those are 2 important factors, but the bright side, you're going to hear a lot of familiar names out here today for the Raiders, also some for the Buffanblu. So as it always does, the beat goes on.
John, one other major change from last season is the coaching staffs.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be interesting. Punahou, longtime coach Dave Travanovich has moved on, and now Coach Hugo is here for the Buffanblu. Last year, Coach Chris Lee took a little bit of a sabbatical and spent some time away, and so he's back now. And
yes,
so
he is.
they both of these coaches were not here last year on the run to the ILH, and so it'll be interesting to see.
So last year, all of what I was saying about the state championship, the team was led by co-head coaches Travis Watanabe and Grant Fukuda. Travis Watanabe we saw on Friday in his home debut. In the girls' game, he is now the girls' varsity head coach at Iolani School, and we are underway. Punahou in all white, as you're viewing this through our huddle camera, robotic camera positioned high above Eddie Hamada Field on the top of the Kasuki Stadium. Iolani in all black, going from the Diamond Head end to the Eva end. Here's an early free kick, and the goalkeeper Braden Obrero, just a sophomore, stepping into those big shoes as I was mentioning, Tanner Shum's position. In goal for the Raiders, number 33, sends the free kick. It's repelled a bit by the Buffanblu, held in by Iolani. Here comes Punahou until Mike G. Kostecki intervenes. Chipped ahead. This is Asa Hironaka. They're on the far side. He is a freshman. Keen Palmer. Shot is blocked. Corner kick to the Raiders. Jake Butkowitz, now a senior. He's talking about the goals scored in the state tournament. Jake is the only returning player to score in the state tournament. He scored one. Keao Kava'akoa scored another, and Ibarra had the other 5. Oh. Flicked on. Header. Scary moments for Punahou.
That was a nice low corner kick that actually got a lot of heads on it.
Look for a moment like it might peek inside that right post. Free kick for the Raiders. In goal for Punahou, Luke Miyama, senior. Keen Palmer and Devin Lee are over it. Would be Devin Lee. Nope. Keen Palmer with the left foot into the box. Headed away by Punahou. No, went off a Raider. Goal kick. So Devin Lee, who almost took a run at that kick. The sophomore, son of Coach Chris Lee. They were both on the mainland last year. But Kowitz plays it out wide to Devin Pang. Got to go over the end line.
Pang might have been called off sides, I thought, but he's just a step or two
Yeah,
ahead.
yep, that's where they're playing it from. Hironaka applying the pressure. Good job closing down the Punahou right back there. Ball off the Buffanblu. Throw into Iolani. They'll try it again. Hironaka back to Palmer. Deflection causes trouble for the Raiders. Coming up to clear it, very importantly, was Obrero.
A little bit of a miscommunication there, but here the Raiders on the transition.
Spilled off of the keeper's hands, whistles. Wow, end-to-end action. Both keepers having to make plays on the ball. Good decision there on the diamond head end by the sophomore goalkeeper.
Yeah, Obrero came out quickly and confidently. Cleared that out pretty easily.
A couple deflections led to that Buffanblu chance. They're trying to put something together again here. Throw into the Raiders. Ball being fought for in midfield. Foot race. Good tackle there by James Wu. He's been a mainstay on the varsity level for several years.
Yeah, nice and steady back there. Maybe a little bit of nerves on both sides.
But Kowitz had two runners outside of him. Ball goes skyward. So up front for Iolani, furthest forward, typically it has been Hironaka. Then you have Pang on the right side, Butkowist, kind of in that number 10 role, number on his back. Brody Owaya stationed out left on the wing. He's headed in his area. Punahou with the takeaway. Raiders right back. Good job by that Punahou player on the far side dealing with the double team. Got a ball into the box. Pang almost got position on the run on there, but still Raider ball. That could have really turned into something.
Yeah.
It's achieved by Wu directly under us. We're in the semi-comfortable press box of Kazuki Stadium. It's very hot and humid outside. Wu plays it out.
It is a beautiful day for soccer, though. It's the fall, John.
Yeah. Palmer, captain.
Nice
Back to
overlap.
Palmer. He's brought down just outside the box.
It was really close to the being in the box.
Yeah, it's right there. It's right where the referee is standing. Great call by him. So now the Buff and Blue organizing their wall.
Maybe a little bit of discussion about whether that was in the box or not. Not sure. No, maybe they're just setting up. This is similar to the shot we saw maybe 3 minutes ago.
Yeah.
A little bit closer. It's a direct kick.
Same two players standing over it. Lee from the right. Palmer from the left. Four-man wall in front of Luke Miyama. It'll be the same. We'll go with the left foot. Curled in. Hits the crossbar and goes down. Or did that hit the goalpost?
I think it hit the football.
Yellow. Yeah, the football goalpost.
Goalpost. Yeah.
If it hit the crossbar, it would have been much more of a scramble. But it hit one of those two things up there. The cap of the yellow goalpost. Boy, if you tried to do that, that'd be tough.
That is a small target
Yeah.
for sure.
Number 3 versus number 3 there. So it's 3-on-3 game here between the Raiders and Buff and Blue. Ball trickles back to Kikama Kane, one of the center backs, along with Mikey Kostecki. Mikey was more of a holding midfielder, I would say, last year in front of the two center backs.
That's right.
And then outside of him, to the left side, you got Nathan Lee, and then James Wu on the right, here on the near side.
I believe Nathan played on the right. Yo-Yo Lee, right?
Yeah.
Played on the right last year. So you have him switch to the other side.
Then in the midfield, we've mentioned him quite a bit. Number 7, Keen Palmer, and also Devin Lee.
Yo-Yo Lee is taking over for where Brett Nakao played last year.
Yes.
He's also graduated and now on the mainland in college. A big part of last year's championship team.
Brett could play the back line, also played up in the front line when the Raiders needed some punch. Very versatile.
Yeah, a 4-year varsity player. I mean, really had a great career for us.
That go over the wall, yes, to Alloway School. Get a new ball off the Raider bench. Raider coach Chris Lee, class of 1988. Winner of state titles as a player and coach for Iolani. Butkowitz. This is Brody Awaya. He's dispossessed. Ball played back to the Raider keeper. Oh, Kostecki got an important right foot to that one. .14th minute here. 40-minute halves. ILH season opener. Thanks for joining us on Iolani Live on the Iolani School YouTube account. It's getting its workout, the Iolani Live account.
It sure is.
The recent girls basketball tournament and our recent girls soccer live stream. Ball held in for Punahou. Kutaka with it, far side. Quite a battle there with Nathan Lee. Important header out. Punahou still with it though. Couple shots, couple deflections. Up there for the Buffanblu, their number 9, Jedediah Griffin. Andrew Lavelle is also up there, along with Kutaya. That's Isaiah Kutaya. Throw in Punahou. Wu tried to connect with Pang. Taking away Devin Lee.
I feel like the game's still getting, the boys are still getting in their rhythm. Lots of throw-ins.
And we'll get another. Ball goes out. Goal kick, Punahou. No score here, 16th minute. Nathan Ewing up to William Rutola. Ball played in. We just win a goal kick, corner kick here.
Is it Palmer who'll kick it, the lefty?
Yes, it is. Keen Palmer, member of also the two-time Iolani state champion cross-country team. So Keen Palmer has won 3 black banners in 2 sports.
It's pretty amazing.
Setting up to take this kick. Lefty to the far post, headed away nicely by Punahou.
We mentioned the Palmer name quite a lot. His sister was on the girls' varsity team on Friday as well.
Yeah, past 2 years. Logan. Both of them cross-country runners.
Oh, Logan Pang.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yep.
Palmer.
Karis Palmer.
Yeah, Karis Palmer. Both of them.
Big brother and little sister on the soccer teams, right? And the cross-country teams.
Yeah, and all 4 on the cross-country teams. And that one almost made it to Devin Pang in a dangerous position.
With a nice service.
I'm kind of selling Keen Palmer short in his cross-country exploits. He's not just a member of the two-time state champion cross-country team. A year ago, he is the state individual champion and was named, that was as a junior, and was named the Gatorade Runner of the Year. This year he finished 4th at states.
Now that's a feat, being the top runner
Yeah.
in the whole state.
Headed out of bounds by Devin Lee. Devin Pang, both the past 2 years in cross country, finished in that kind of top 20 zone. So if you feel like you see them out here running all day, that's what they do. Kostecki, that's a nice touch there, but Punahou keeps it in. Lee with the block there, as Griffin was sizing that up for a shot just outside the box. Burrow, low punt, headed back in. Then Kikamakane with a momentary clearance. Deflected shot, trouble. It almost found its way to Kutaka, excuse me, Isaiah to Kutaka.
Burrow handled that nicely. Confident. Smothered that kick.
I mentioned earlier how Jake Butkowitz is the only returning player to score in the state tournament last year for Iolani. The same could be said of Isaiah Kutaka, who scored one of Punahou's 7 goals last year in the HHSAA tournament. Punahou finished 5th in that one. Beat Kapolei in the first round. Lost to Hilo 1-0 in the quarters. I remember that was on the field right next to the Iolani game. So some fans had an eye on that one because Hilo scored in the 19th minute, so which is kind of like the end of the first quarter in high school. And people were just wondering, well, when is the Punahou goal or goals going to happen? It didn't. And so they went into the consolation bracket where they beat Kekaulike and tied Baldwin for 5th place, 2-2. Raiders on the run here. Pang. Kostecki is playing further forward now in the midfield.
Kostecki really provides a spark when he moves up from his position.
Yeah.
Really dangerous, adding that additional offensive player trying to score.
Into the game. Now Kahi Apau in for Devin Pang, setting up here on the right wing. Brody Owaya tracking it down in the shade. Raiders win another corner kick. Kahi Apau, junior, boarding student. If that last name sounds familiar to longtime Raider fans, that is the son of Dot Apau, the nephew of Dirk and Drew Apau. Family now resides on the island of Kauai. Low corner. Played out. Raiders will get another shot at it. That's Devin Pang. He'll get another ball. Coming up on the end of the 23rd minute here. No score. Corner. It's to be played by the keeper. He spills it for a moment, but was protected by a pair of teammates. Nervous moment for Luke Miyama. That was a nice corner by Pang. He put it right. I don't know if that's where he really wanted to put it, but that was.
It ended up being kind of a dangerous position. Close call.
Raiders still with it down here. And now a Punahou throw. Powell plays it quickly ahead to Jacob Lee. Goes into the box. Kahi gets ahead on that one. Palmer gets one as well. Jacob Lee, senior up here.
Let's see if the Raiders can connect again. It was a nice run by Hironaka that made that possible, but Mamiya, the Punahou goalie, was right on it.
Wu looking for a teammate. Finds Lee. Foul called on the Raiders. Buffanblu send their troops forward.
The referee's calling it pretty tight, John. The game's not really that physical.
Yeah.
Maybe because he's calling it tight. Players are more conservative.
It's Nathan Ewing for Punahou. Tried to connect with Griffin. Headed away, out of trouble. Now a foot clearance. Louis with it. And then a shot. Collected by Obrero. Shot by Davis Ott. Braden's kick headed out of bounds, so Raiders get the throw in down here. On the shady Eva end. Lee and Wu working hard here. There's Devin Lee. It's taken away from Kahia Pau, but another Raider throw.
It looks like Palmer has slotted back, managing the middle.
Kikamakane coming up. Good play defensively there. So Kikamakane, that's one of, not a stranger to Eddie Hamada Field, but the defense is not one of the things he does here, although he can. He provides a lot of offense for the football team. Wide receiver, returner. He can hit place kicks, kickoffs. Just a sophomore. Was on the state championship team last year as a freshman, as was Brody Awaya. Not just on the team, but important players.
A big role. Yeah.
Coach Travis and Coach Grant's rotation. Three-man wall.
Okay, this is similar, John. We've seen almost this same kick. This one is slightly ajar to the right. Let's see what the Raiders can do with this one.
5 Raiders in the box. Played on the ground. Some hesitation. Punahou gets played out. That was interesting. That was a little
that almost worked.
Change up. Yeah. Got the ball into the box.
A little bit of the left-footed swinger.
Yeah. That's going to be something to watch for the Raiders with that righty-lefty standing there. The first one, he ran over the top. Palmer seems to always take it from this side, but hey, when when Devin Lee does connect with it, that something might occur there as well.
See the Raiders on the transition.
Andrew Lavelle.
Punahou's got numbers.
Plays it on. Ooh, almost. Isaiah Kutaka. He's kind of served notice as the danger man. Almost got a hold of that. Got a foot to it. To that nice run by Andrew Lavelle. Pang back in. Awaya will take a rest on the bench. Yo-Yo Lee playing it forward. Trying to find Hironaka. We say that in the girls' game too. With Abby Hironaka out there.
That's right.
Tracking down those long balls into the box.
Siblings with considerable speed.
Asa Hironaka, the lone freshman on the team. Here come the buff and blue. This is Davis Ott. Buff and blue with a deep throw in here. 32nd minute here. So we make our way toward 40 in the first half. No score. I'm going to buy you a baseball cap, Kelly.
I definitely need it.
It's tough in here.
The apartment buildings are going to save me pretty soon from the sun. But looks like Kualau Manuel checked in for forward, replacing Hironaka.
Multi-sport athlete here at Iolani School as well. Kualau. Football team, quarterback, safety, played wide receiver. He was the quarterback in Iolani's recent Division II state championship. And just a sophomore, if I remember correctly. That was the year Iolani beat Iea and Lahaina Luna in the 4-team state tournament, Division one level, I should say. But by the aggregate score of 38-0.
This is football, right, John?
Yeah. He was the quarterback stepping in for Michael Ho'omanawanui. Who was injured. Ooh, with a header. Lee. And now the Buff and Blue come away with it, but mishandled, out of bounds. Referee blows the whistle because the throw was taken too far forward. Wow, they moved 2 steps the other way. Maybe that's a point of emphasis because we saw that in the girls' game too.
Exactly.
There's always a point of emphasis made to officials in sports about, let's look at this year. Sometimes new rules even. And if that is a point of emphasis, that's a good one because there's always kind of like, retrieving the ball now and running even before your run up. But yeah, we did notice that in the girls' game.
I mean, it sometimes adds 10 yards.
Yeah.
Or more.
Sometimes more. Yeah. Just starting the 36th minute here. No score. Iolani Punahou. John Tamanaha with Kelly Monaco here. Thanks for joining us. You want to do some basketball, Kelly? We got 32 games to do next week. Next week, Monday to Friday, in the Iolani Prep Basketball Classic presented by Hawaii Pacific Health Boys Tournament.
John, that's incredible. We just finished the girls, and that was not as many games.
We had 4 games carried on Spectrum OC 16, but this one we will have all 32. Kahia Pau with it. He gets double teamed, but comes away with the ball nicely. Butkowitz. Now played forward by Pang. Cheeky back heel out there.
Paul's come in and provided a nice little spark, John.
Yeah.
He's hustling. Everyone's working hard out there. You can see the added extra effort.
Played back to Miyama, the Punahou keeper. Got 3 minutes to go here in the first half. Punahou will take a free kick.
Who's going to score first, John?
An important question. Last time these two met here at Eddie Hamada, it was 2-1 Raiders. No score here. Long kick.
That was a nice
Finds
ball.
a Buffanblu head. Sent across. And we will keep it down here on the diamond head end. Andrew Lavelle. Take this corner right footed. Sends it high. Foul called on Kulau. Kulau manual. We're talking about the game not being overly physical, and then Kulau comes in, and that was a physical play.
Tried to slow down that action,
Yeah.
the dangerous transition.
Yeah, intervened, I think, neededly, but now Punahou with a free kick here. Jake Nakatsu. Three-man Raider wall in front of Braden Obrero. Nakatsu plays it in. Nice ball. Raiders send it back out. It goes all the way back to the Buffanblu keeper. Jacob Lee out to the left. This is Devin Pang. Kulau's in the box along with Apau. This one's toward Kahi Apau.
It's a beautiful cross.
James Wu keeps it in, falls to Apau, spins, gets up. And the 3 whistles for halftime. Wow.
Exactly at the 40-minute. That really heated up
Yeah.
right there at the end.
And you had mentioned about Kahi Apau and his shift and putting in hard work, and we saw that right there in the final seconds. And you know, the thing about the boarding students, they live here. So we see them much more than we do the day students. And I've seen Kahi Apau working on his own, working hard in the off season. And Kahi Apau stayed here in the summer and was on the football team, you know, for the first time, continuing that family legacy. But what you see on the field here in the game, that's because working hard in the off season. It's not just him, but you know, that's the neat thing about one of the many neat things about the residential program, headed up by Dean of Residential Life, Kim Nguyen.
You give those kids a lot of credit. They're young and they're living away from their
Yeah.
homes, and there are lots of them. English is their second language, but they come in and they take advantage of the opportunities and contribute and learn more about the one team spirit. We really are fortunate to have such a great residential life program, and Kahi's a great example of the kids who are part of that program.
Yeah, so they come from the state of Hawaii, they come from across the United States, they come from around the world, and they live here, and we see a lot of them. And we see them grow up and graduate and go on to college and whatnot. But yeah, it's been a treat in recent years to see that. And if you are wondering why we do these webcasts that maybe seemingly more frequently, Iolani School is a day and boarding school now. And we are giving access to families and friends around the world via the great technology of YouTube and our staff here. And so, you know, that's why we do these things. There are people on Kauai. Shout out to our friends in Kauai and around the world. Coach Devin Lee I mean, Coach Chris Lee and his son Devin, I would imagine they were watching a lot of Raider sports, particularly soccer, probably. But you know, as a student spending time away, that there's that connection. So
Well, shout out to you, John. You and your crew. I was thinking that these webcasts were a product of COVID, but you were doing this
that
long
too.
before.
That too, yeah.
Long before. So
So when COVID hit, we did have the infrastructure along with our ADV department and communications department, you know, headed up by these Iolani Live events by Dane Kurihara, who was up here this afternoon helping me set this up and audio test and all that stuff. But yeah, lots of hands go into making this possible. We hope you are enjoying this one and all of the other things that are undertaken. I'm looking over at our screen. Wow, the Huddle Cam though is experiencing some glare problems. But that is a if you're wondering, that is a motion detection camera. So it kind of is up high above Eddie Hamada Field. We have them in the lower gym too. It doesn't experience glare problems, but what they do is they detect the football players, the soccer players, the volleyball. Well, not the volleyball. The volleyball is a static shot, but the basketball, volleyball and basketball in the gym, and it detects the movement. So if you're wondering, why is that guy moving the camera around so crazily? It is...
blame it on AI.
blame it on AI. But I think when we get more AI and it can make decisions like a human, it'll be better.
For sure.
We do have huddle camera in the lower gym, but all 40 of the 44 games that Iolani Live is producing will be manned camera. So we've already gone through 8 of them. So sometimes it'll be a 3-camera shoot when the tournament really heats up toward the end. But tune into that. Again, all of those games on the Iolani School YouTube account. And that is not this week. That is next week, starting December 18th through 22nd, Monday through Friday. Slam dunk contest after the quarterfinals on Wednesday. Let's take a short break and we'll be back for the second half. Welcome back to the second half, 0-0 between the host Iolani Raiders and the visiting Punahou Buffanblu. Eddie Hamada Field is bathed in shadows now. I think the huddle camera is responding well to that. So are the fans beneath us. Teams will switch sides. Raiders will attack the Diamond Head end, Punahou the Eva end.
Who's going to have the breakthrough, John? It was a pretty exciting first half. Punahou had a good number of dangerous fast breaks. They can get organized quickly, and so they're pressing at the Iolani goal. Iolani's had some quality chances. Maybe need to feed more dangerous balls and then capitalize on them. Iolani's had a number of set plays, and so hopefully they'll have more chances in this half as well.
Braden Abrero, sophomore keeper. Looks like the Raiders have kept the same starters in front of Braden. Corner kick.
Okay, well, here's our first set play or the set chance for this half.
When it's on that end, it will be Keen Palmer to swing it in, the left footer. One of the team captains. Into the box and headed over the top by Butkowitz. Wow. You had to kind of dive for that one.
Almost. Pretty cool connection. Very dangerous.
Andrew Lavelle still with it. Gets off a shot. Headed toward Komoku Street. He has been impressive this afternoon. Andrew, a senior forward. Played high into the air. Wu heads it forward. Teams battling here, back and forth in the midfield. Now the Buffanblu break away momentarily. Nathan Lee plays it forward. Here's Yo-Yo Lee. Last name L-I. You got the other Lees, Jacob Lee, L-E-E, and Devin Lee, L-E-E. Got a couple Devons here on the near side. Devin Lee and Devin Pang. That ball's played forward. Running onto it is Owaya. He's chopped down. No call.
It's a violent, but I think pretty clean tackle.
Yeah. Played across. Dangerous spots. That man again for Punahou, Isaiah Kutaka.
Nicely played by Kostecki. And a throw rather than the corner.
Long throw, almost to the penalty spot. Kostecki's header kept in by Punahou, still in the box. Another block shot. Then Butkowitz's clearance is blocked. Lavelle gets a cross in. Kutaka back to Nakatsu.
Nice cover by Pang.
'45th minute. No score. ILH opener, Iolani Punahou. Bordiawaya trying to run onto it. Butkowitz, who slid in there and sent that one forward, almost resulted in a Raider chance. He slow to get up.
Looks like holding on to his wrist or
Yeah.
arm.
His left wrist. He's staying in. Jacob Lee with the throw. Got 5 Raiders in and around the box. Plays it backward to Kostecki. Palmer fouled. Devin Lee will take the free kick.
Butkowitz is still holding on to that wrist.
He and 4 other teammates are hovering around that 18-yard box. Now the Raiders will have a throw. Deep in this final third here on the far side. Both teams looking for the breakthrough. Butkowitz just outside the box, tried to hit Pang in there. Well defended by the Buffanblu.
Both sides have had some opportunities so far in this half.
Luke Mamiya, Punahou keeper, goes out of bounds. You look at the Punahou bench, Kelly. 7 substitutes. Seems like a smaller team than in past years. Just don't have any facts to back that up, but seems like a tight squad.
Yeah, the new coaching staff, maybe.
Yeah.
New philosophy.
I think over at the Raider side to the left, it's full. There's a lot of managers out there and
Right.
whatnot, but Burrow take the kick. sophomore, in place of the injured senior Tanner Shum. Raider foul. Punahou, and probably a good one to take there in that position.
A good chance for the Raiders to reorganize. It looks like Jake Nakatsu will be taking the kick for the Buffanblu.
Line drive off the two hands of Obrero. And Braden collects near the edge of his box.
Yeah, nice aggressive play by Obrero. And here's Hironaka. Took it nearly end to end, John. That's impressive. About 80-yard run.
Yeah, never gave up on that.
No.
Just a freshman, Issa Hironaka.
Got some wheels out there.
Started up top for the Raiders today. Kamakane plays it up to Butkowitz. Hironaka. Issa working against big Nathan Ewing, senior defender for the Buffanblu.
Oh, that running nicely rewarded by a corner kick.
Palmer once again. Keane sends it in. And back into the box. Header by Kikamakane. It's cleared. Ball back to the Raiders. Nathan Lee sends it back in. He's got a couple Raiders converging. There was some chances there.
Nice send by Yo-Yo. Now all the way to this end.
Yeah.
This 80-yard run.
In just a few moments
by
now.
Andrew Lavelle.
Punahou threatening. Shot outside the box. Into the palms of Braden Obrero. Distributes it wide left to Lee. He runs into some contact. Yo-Yo Lee taken down.
Moretzky wisely tries to slow down the action.
Butkowitz in the middle of the park. Get the ball back to Jake. Ball played ahead. Lavelle was onside, but look at the speed of Kikamakane to recover and send it out.
Speed kills, huh, John? Man, any sport.
Yeah, speed scores
Yeah.
on the football field, and speed defends there. At the other end, he almost scored on a header.
That's
On the
true.
Diamond Head end minutes ago. '55th minute. No score. You know, Kelly, sometimes people, I love soccer. I love soccer. And sometimes the critics of soccer is like, oh, John, not too much scoring. But this is a beautiful game. This is 0-0, but this is the kind of thing that I appreciate.
I agree. It is my favorite sport. So I agree with you. The battle to score.
Yeah.
The battle to stop somebody from scoring.
Yeah, so many key moments in a game like this.
I guess most sports are exactly those two things, right? The battle to score and the battle to keep someone from scoring.
Yeah. Here come the Raiders. They have some numbers if they play it early. Mia at a tightrope act there on the edge of the box.
The action's been going end to end. Still a good amount of time.
Hironaka showing some speed there. Forcing the Buffanblu to clear it out. Kane, it'll be a deep Punahou throw.
This is the first game of the season, so you can see the defenders and the goalie still getting used to each other, communicating the pace, when to step in, when to kick it out as a defender, as a goalie.
Sometimes the games come fast and furious during the ILH season, but for Iolani, their next game will be a week from today here at Eddie Hamada Field. Same time, same place, versus Les Jardins Academy, Monday, December 18th. Nakatsu with a drive, Obrero.
Nice save by Obrero.
And Jake Nakatsu looks skyward thinking of what might have been. Really good shot by Jake, the senior. Here come the Raiders, but Punahou wins it back. And now a really long shot by Jack Moretsky. This is a very veteran Punahou team. You look at their roster of lots of members of the class of 2024.
You're right.
Getting near the 60th minute here. No score. Lee tried to connect with Pang. Punahou steals it back.
Anybody's game still at this point.
Yo-Yo Lee. Devin Pang. To Jacob Lee. Back heel. Almost reached Devin Pang with lots of space. Kostecki plays it back to Obrero. Miss hit. But the Raiders are there to take care of it in the form of Kikama Kane to the rescue.
Nice save by Kane.
But Kowitz comes in for Devin Lee. Kahia Pao preparing to come in at the next opportunity for Iolani. Nathan Ewing now into space for Punahou. Nakatsu out wide to Kutaka. He's dispossessed. Yo-Yo Lee plays it forward. Now Kahia Pao will come in for Devin Pang. When you think of late goals, and we might have a late goal in this game, I think back to the first game in States, Raiders in the quarterfinal against Waiakea. Raiders won at 3-2. The second goal scored in that game by Caleb Abrera, 85th minute. That was a nail biter. And the Raiders went on to beat Kalani by a 3-2 score, two goals by Caleb Abrera, and then beat Mililani in the state championship game. Played out by Kikama Kane. The Mililani Iolani game 1-1 after regulation, after the first overtime, after the second overtime, and then it was settled by penalty kicks. Iolani won at 3-4. The lone goal in regulation play by, guess who? Caleb Abrera. Now at Azusa Pacific University. Important clearance by Yo-Yo Lee. But Punahou still with it.
Looks like Austin Anchetta.
The Anchetta twins, Austin and Anthony. Austin, number 22 there on the far side. Sophomores. It's Anchetta. Moving toward the 65th minute here. Thanks for joining us on Iolani Live. Kostecki with the header. Headed back in by Punahou. Really circus heel kick there. Kutaka. Isaiah with it. Goes out. Another Buffanblu throw. Jake Nakatsu. Into the middle. Ewing. And Shetta. Knocked away by Wu.
Look, the whole Punahou team's now on our half, which could be dangerous.
It was played forward. And Mia, who is stationed maybe in the middle of that half.
Right.
I'm not sure if he was fiddling with his gloves, but
You mean when the breakaway happened?
Yeah, he was. The ball came to him, and he had to kind of. I think he was a little preoccupied.
Let's see if the Raiders can build on this offsides now kick. The Buffanblu been running the board a little bit the last 8 minutes or so.
Yeah,
with possession.
There was some sustained pressure
Yeah.
in that final third.
Pretty impressive run of plays and quality passes.
Mikey Kostecki.
The field general.
It's a great tackle there. Both teams will make some substitutions here. Kualau Manuel in for the Raiders. Jedediah Griffin in for Punahou. Heads it back to Nakatsu. Kutaka could not keep that one in. Now 3 new Raiders into the game. Devin Lee, Brody Awaya, and Devin Pang. Which makes sense after that sustained few minutes of pressure that the Raiders had to fight their way through. Some fresh legs out there now. Manuel with some physical play right away.
Makes an immediate impact.
Yeah.
Upon checking in. We talked about the siblings, the Hironaka siblings earlier, but he plays a similar position that his brother did several years ago. If you remember, Wailoa Manuel was also a forward. Soccer, football as well. And maybe one more addition. The Manuel dad was a soccer football player as well. Class of 95.
Kevin.
Kevin, still on our football coaching staff.
If I remember correctly, it was the COVID year that knocked out the possibility of Wailoa and Kualau playing together on the same football team. Which would have been fun.
That would have been fun for their dad, Kevin, as well, right?
Yeah. Coming up on the 70th minute here. That one's sent out by Kikamakane. This is where I will remind you, maybe send the YouTube link to family and friends. Something might happen here and you can see it live. It was a long shot that Abrero had to make sure went over the top at his near post. Probably one of the first chances in the game was a breakaway, kind of an errant ball, deflections, and it put Abreu in a situation where he had to come far out of his net and box, and he made the clearance. Griffin. Throw into Griffin. Devin Lee on defense for the Raiders. Punahou wins it back though. Ball kept in. Pulau Manuel breaks through that tackle, sends it forward. Brody Awaya into the box. Left foot shot. Saved by Mamiya.
Excellent pass by Manuel to the speedy Awaya.
And before that, he got the position to make that pass, the physical play of Kualau. To not go down on that challenge. Play that pass forward. Sun is setting here. 72nd minute. Punahou gets it into the box. Okay, Kamakane with another fine defensive play there.
Yeah,
To cut off the cross.
And avoid the corner.
Butkowitz with the clearance. Sent back in by the Buffanblu. Foul called. All the Raiders forward. Kick by Obrero. Low line drive. Palmer battling with Griffin. Hugo Lee sends it out.
Lee got the little touch.
Yeah.
Kick out. And here they are again enforcing this exact spot of the throw-in.
Asa Hironaka, the freshman, in for Manuel, the senior. So now there's some speed up on top. The speedster Hironaka.
The physicality of Manuel really gave them a spark. So let's see what Hironaka can provide in the last, where are we, John? 3 minutes? 8 minutes?
We're getting, toward about 7 thereabouts.
Fancy footwork there.
And then some physicality. Isaiah wins it back. And then chops down a Raider.
A little bit of frustration there. He's got some fancy footwork there.
Yeah, that back heel. I mean, I had a hard time describing that. It's kind of a...
There's no words, right? It's just it's so fast.
He's put in a good shift today for the Buffanblu. as have many other players out here. Hard-fought game. If you're wondering what the return match is at Punahou's Alexander Field, that'll be on Tuesday, January 23rd. Mark your calendars. Buffanblu with it. Into the box.
Nicely done by Palmer.
Yeah, Keen Palmer. Wearing the red captain's armband. Taka trying for the spectacular once again, and then with a shot well over the top. Moretsky
took a swipe at it.
Jack Moretsky, another Punahou senior. Moving toward the 77th minute.
Kane sweeps that away easily. Buffanblu organized quickly.
There's a shot. Wow.
That had some pace on it.
It did.
Jedediah Griffin.
Wow, nice. You wouldn't expect typically a shot from there with his back to goal, but nice turn and
yeah, you saw that
fired
rise
away.
and yeah.
He's impressive. He holds the ball up. Butkowitz out to Awaya, and coming forward are the Raiders. There's Palmer. Stepped ahead to Devin Lee. Good defense by Punahou. The Raiders will have a throw in deep in this final third, deep into the second half. Coming up on the final minute or two here. Hironaka in the corner. Butkowitz cross into the box. James Wu momentarily tried to keep that in. Yo-Yo Lee. Awaya tracks that down. Ewing with good defense coming over ahead of Hironaka. Long ball, Yo-Yo Lee had to get that right. He did. Devin Pang deals with some contact. Devin Lee.
See an injury on the field.
Yeah. Offsides.
Hair offsides.
And that is Jedediah Griffin, who is getting up near midfield. He was seated, and he'll walk off injured. Trainer tending to him. Hopefully he's okay.
Hiranako's just a hair offsides, maybe expecting the pass a little bit sooner, or maybe not quite noticing that the defenders had moved up around him. Good opportunity.
Mia plays that one out of bounds. We are into extra time here. Another throw in. Hironaka working against Ewing. Big size mismatch, and it'll be Hironaka whistled for the foul. And the 3 whistles bring the end to this one. A scoreless draw, a point each for the Raiders and Buff and Blue. Here at Eddie Hamada Field in the season opener. Iolani's next game is Monday, same time, same place, 4:15, Eddie Hamada Field against Les Jardins. Teams are exchanging handshakes on the field. Well played. I think well officiated.
I think so too.
Hard fought.
Pretty even, John.
Yeah.
Pretty even.
Yeah, and that's what it was coming the whole year. That's what it is most years, I would say. Between Iolani and Punahou last year, they played the final game up at Alexander Field, this regular season finale. They were separated by 1 point. Raiders had the 1 point advantage. And so the draw, 1 point apiece, gave the Raiders the ILH championship. But last season was played even. Iolani with the bye went on to win the state title. Sometimes it goes the other way. This game, there were chances. All sorts of different sorts of things. But kind of your thoughts, Kelly Monaco, on this one?
Both teams are going to get way better, right? This is game 1. And as we just mentioned earlier, this is actually game 1 for both of the coaches, right? They had a little bit of a break for Chris Lee and then the new staff on the Punahou side. So interesting to see how the teams will unfold, and a great match though today. Lots of skill, good defending, lots of quality chances.
Yeah. And tomorrow there'll be soccer here as well. The Iolani girls varsity team will host Mid-Pacific here at Eddie Hamada Field at 4:15. Come on out and support those Raiders under their new coach, Mr. Travis Watanabe. They are fun to watch. It's a young team. And then the Raider boys will be back out here next Monday. We will not be live streaming the game tomorrow, so come on out and check it out here on campus. Raiders versus Mid-Pacific ILH Girls Varsity Soccer. Thanks to you for watching. Thanks for the communications AV staff who helped set this all up. Thank you, Kelly Monaco. I'm John Tamana saying good evening and aloha.